Welcome back. It's very interesting what's taking place in the market right now. The Nifty is up 100 points. How is that? Because the Nifty Bank, which was underperforming at the start of trade, is now begun to pick pace, and that's because HDFC Bank is the one which is recovering from the lows. If you pull up the intraday chart of HDFC Bank, you'll see that it's lending its weight to the Nifty Bank. But what's pressurizing the Nifty right now is Reliance, which is currently at the low point of trade. So this battle of heavyweights continues on the frontline index. Reliance has moved to the low point of trade. So let's see where it goes from here on. Remember, it is weekly options expiry today. But one stock which is buzzing in trade today is Paras Defence. It's signed a memorandum of understanding with the Maharashtra government to develop a 12,000 crore rupee optics park project in Navi Mumbai. To discuss this and more, we have Amit Mahajan, who's the Director Technical and R&D at Paras Defence with us. Amit, thank you so much for joining in. You know, the street is excited about the prospect, but MOUs are known to typically fizzle out over a period of time. What we want to understand from you is, one, how hard is your commitment here? What is the timeline of the commitment? And this 12,000 crore rupees, does this entire amount go from your kitty? And if yes, how do you raise this?
So firstly, thank you for having me on this show. If I want to take you back to the last announcement about Optics Park, is when the chairman of ISRO came to our facility and we announced that we want to do something like this. At the back end, we already started planning for an Optics Park, and hence this MOU comes as a part of that. Now, when I have to talk about Optics Park, if you look at 12,000 crores, this will be phased in, say, approximately a span of 10 years. And this need not come directly a part of Paras Defence, but can be done using capital markets. It can be done using investor outreach that we have. It can be done using funding. It can be done using FDI. There are very many instruments which will fuel this particular Optics Park. Paras Defence will be the flag bearer of this particular project. Now,
can you, sorry, I'm sorry, I had to interject here, because when you say capital markets, FDI, etc., can you tell us over 10 years whether this investment will be front-loaded, back-ended? What is the annual investment program here? And when you mean capital, raising, does this mean that you will have to raise funds from the capital markets, or 12,000 crores? We're just trying to understand here. Yeah.
So I see, because 12,000 crores is a very big figure, and maybe everybody, the common man, will not be able to understand. So let me try and break it down for you. We look at semiconductor as a technology, and today the whole world, or especially India, is buzzing with semiconductor technology. Now, when we look at semiconductor technology, a part of semiconductor, or maybe a large part of semiconductor, is also optical technology. What we today see as optics is India is absolutely not self-sufficient when it comes to optics. Even a single small security camera which is put up in your office is not made in India. Now, when we are talking about this is, although everybody claims that it is manufactured in India, a lot of internal components are still outsourced. And outsourced, when I'm saying, they are imported. Now, when I'm trying to build an optics park, the vision that Paras has is to bring, including the optics, bring the sensor technology, bring a lot of semiconductor technology associated with it, a lot of academia we want to establish, so that
we understood that. Yeah, the press release and the graphics that are going on the screen, explain that quite clearly. What we want to understand from the shareholders' point of view is, out of the 12,000 crore that you have committed over a period of the next 10 years, what is it that Paras Defence will be spending? What is it that you will be spending from the internal accruals that you already have? How much will you be raising from the capital markets? And will you be taking on any debt to fund this particular commitment?
We would be not doing it. It will be partially ramping up as and when required, depending upon the internal accruals that we have. Optics becomes our biggest business. So yes, I do not want to put a percentage on internal accrual that we will be spending on, but we will use internal accruals. We will use our customers' fundings. We will be using funding from institutions. We will be using fundings from foreign direct investments. We'll be using also raising, raising, say, a QIP through capital markets. So
Mr.
there are
Mahajan,
very many instruments which will fuel the...
We understand the very many instruments which are there, but what we don't understand is, internal accruals, how are you going to conjure up this money? Because I'm looking at your cash from operating activity. Last year it was negative 46 crores. Your annual revenue is just around 250 crores. Your entire market cap, given the sort of defense push that we've seen, is close to 4,000 crores. 12,000 crores is 3 times your market cap. So, just to understand the magnitude of funding which is required, we want to understand better how much will you fund immediately? What is the proportion of money which goes out of your books immediately to this? And how do you intend to get this money back as well in terms of business opportunity?
That is the insight which I was trying to give you. Today, when you look at Paras, you're looking at Paras only as a defense and space manufacturing company. If you look at optics as in general as a technology, I want you to look at optics from defense, from space, definitely, and we are the leaders there. You look at optics from automotive, you look at optics from medical, you look at optics from commercial. It is a huge, huge market. Now, when we're looking at such a huge market, when you have vision which is set up to this level, then the whole planning happens as per the vision. You do not have to restrict your growth depending upon what you are doing today, rather than looking at what you should bring our nation to the self-reliance of optical technology. You have to look at a larger vision. You cannot look at what I'm trying to do right now, only defense and space. Optics is a very, very relatively smaller market. If you look at all these agriculture, medical, automotive, industrial, commercial markets, then it's a billions of dollars industry. We are looking at that.
Understood that. Understood. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us, giving us a sense. We would have liked some more details in terms of the exact commitment Paras is doing, but we do understand the kind of vision that you're trying to explain to the market. But with that, it's all the time we have on this edition of Midcap Radar, Mutual Fund Corner. When we return.